Okay guys, today we're going to be finishing up our fall landscapes, and we're going to put a truck like it's out here in a field, like a pumpkin patch kind of thing or something, okay? First, you're going to get a paper that looks very similar to this, and it's going to be so that we can draw this truck right here, okay? So, we're going to start, you guys are going to draw in pencil, and then I'm going to draw in Sharpie so you can see, okay? But we're going to start right here, about halfway down on each of these tires, and we're going to do a short little line right there, and then we're going to draw the wheel well around it like that, okay? And then it's the same thing here, short little line about halfway down, and then the wheel well, just like that. Okay, now at the bottom, these are going to connect like this, and then you're going to do a line above it. And then if you want your truck to have a step on it, you come out here, see how it's in the middle of the wheel well right here? It's not from here. We're going to start here, and we're going to do two little lines like they're coming in at each other, like a triangle. And then you're going to draw it straight across. Okay, so now we're going to do around the window. We're going to do this part right here around the window. You're going to have a straight line right here that comes out a little ways further than the window. And then you can round it if you want to, or you can just bring it straight down, and it comes down right here. And then this part kind of rounds and comes down to right there. You see how it kind of lines up with the window? And then it's going to come out and down right here above the wheel well, okay? It's not going to go way out here or anything, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little line like this, like a little nose. And then I'm going to connect them like that. And then up here, you can see part of the light and the bumper. And I'm going to add a handle to the door. Okay, so this part is the bed of the truck. And it comes out just a little bit further. You see where the wheel well ends right here? It's going to come out a little bit further and down and back. So what we're going to do is draw a little line out like this. Okay, just right there. And then we're going to draw, it lines up kind of with the bottom of the door handle. So coming out from that, I'm going to draw a straight line. Now I'm going to stop about here and look. And then I might continue it a little bit with a little bit of a sketchy line until I get it where I think it needs to be. Now I'm doing it in Sharpie so I can't erase, but if you got it way out here and you draw this straight up and down, and then you need to erase some of this, that's fine. And then we're going to come above it and draw a little rectangle right there. And the rear bumper. And there you go, you got a nice vintage truck. Now you can do other things. Like on mine, I drew the inside of the wheel, and then I drew these little circles for like lug nuts, but you don't have to do that. You can draw a few little lines for texture on your tire. What I did was I did them like this. I didn't do them like that. And then I drew some little lines on this. Okay. Okay, now we need to draw the pumpkin. Totally forgot to have you guys draw the pumpkins in the bed of the truck, so we're gonna do that, okay? So you're gonna start with a little oval, or like a little finger sticking up. And then you're gonna do a couple on each side like this. You can make it 3 or 4, however you want. And then it needs a stem, right? I'm just gonna do 2 pumpkins in this one. In my example, I have 3, but I'm gonna do 1. And we're kind of exaggerating the size of these pumpkins so that they really show up. And that's okay. Could do another pumpkin here. I said I was just gonna do 2, but I feel like I need another one right here. Just gonna do part of one. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3 pumpkins. Got 1, 2, 3 pumpkins. If you want to add these little guys, you can. Okay, so now you're going to trace it all in Sharpie. And then you're going to come back and I'll show you how to color. Okay, we're going to use colored pencils, the twistable colored pencils, which are basically like really skinny crayons or just regular crayons, because the twistables don't really have a good red in them. So if you want a red truck, you might want to use a crayon, okay? And what we're going to do to make it look a little bit more realistic is you color the truck lightly with a light value, right? Value is how light or dark something is. So I'm just going to do the truck bed kind of lightly. And I'm coloring it neatly too. It's light, but it's neat. It's not going to be scribbly. All right, then you're going to come back and along these edges, you're going to press harder to get those values in there. Value is how light or dark something is. So you color it lightly and then you press a little harder to make it darker, okay? Same thing for this wheel well. I'm gonna color it lightly. And then I'm gonna come back and do some value. Okay, and that's true too of like your pumpkins. Like you could use an orange for a pumpkin, right? And we're gonna cut these out. So if you wanna test a color, you can test it up here. So I can color each section. I would do it by section. Like light, and then dark, and then light, and then some dark, okay? All right, so we're gonna color these. You can see where I have lights and darks and stuff. One last thing, when doing these vines, you can just color right over. And then I came back in and did a really light value in between to make it easier when we cut them out, so that they're kind of green all over the top. Like the vines are making a little green section up there, okay? You don't have to do it that way, but we are gonna have to cut this out, all right? So you finish coloring and then we'll come back and finish everything up. Okay, the next step is pretty simple. Doesn't require a lot of directions. We're just gonna cut this out to the best of our abilities. As you're cutting, if you accidentally cut something off, just hold on to it. Like if I had cut this little piece of vine off and I really wanted it in the picture, just hold on to it and we'll glue it back together when we get there, okay? And we're gonna glue it down. If you need help with cutting or gluing, raise your hand and we'll try to help you. And then I have these leaves and you can glue those down too. You just put a little dab of glue on the back of each leaf and boom, put it on, okay? And the leaves look like they're in front of everything because of the size of them, okay? So that's how we're gonna finish up our trucks in a fall landscape. Really excited and can't wait to see how you guys do with this.